period blood all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Voodoo's about to come to you live and direct from the Vista. Smoke me out, fam, with all the dankest, the dank shit. On my left, the oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
And then there were three.
All right. Engineering on the ones and twos, choke people out on threes and fours, Chronos.
Corpse explosion plus splash damage for the win.
There you go. I think Blue is in the wind, Stitch is in the wind, but we back up in here once again.
That we are. And I'd love to be back with the rest of y'all. It was really good to have Papa Bear saving the cast last week. We had a pretty good conversation, and yeah, thought it was pretty cool. And I have
Good
the
shit.
stats now. I was motioning for time. So
There you go.
first,
That you got.
first in the chat. Nobody's there yet. We're a little bit late, which is fine. We're usually a little late. And I can't see who's the top listener because SoundCloud's tripping.
Fucking
Apparently.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, it's not giving me. It's like totally blank. So all right, nobody. Actually, everybody. Fuck it. All y'all. We love all y'all.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's back
Yeah.
to reunion up here.
Old ninja, what you want to pour out anything, and who you pouring it out for?
I need to run to the store. You gotta come back to me.
All
I
right.
need to go get me a couple, like a milk crate for the Spodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Warrior fella. He's in the chat.
Good shit.
Oh,
Good shit.
yeah.
Always love him. Goddamn period blood, man. We just gonna start it off with period blood.
Actually, well, there is one RIP I want to do only so I can throw some shade, even though usually we don't throw. Actually, no, we do it all the fucking time. Who we kidding here?
I was about to say.
Yeah, when assholes die, we throw shade.
Mm-hmm.
This one I won't say is a total asshole, but sort of.
Oh, I know what you're gonna do, but I got some caveats. But go ahead.
Okay. So Dianne Feinstein died. And you're all probably thinking,
Mm-hmm.
oh, what the fuck, Cronus? Why are you out of pocket? I'm not out of pocket. All right. This is somebody who was in cognitive decline for years, had to sign over her rights to like do shit to her daughter.
Yep.
And she couldn't even be seen for like the first half of this year to do votes in Congress because she was sick and they were trying to hide how sick she was. She could barely even fucking walk. And she was, relatively, she was old. All right. She passed away, unfortunately, at the age of 90 while she was still working. Nobody in America should strive to do this. Nobody should be working into their fucking 90s. You need to retire, especially when you have power. Give up your fucking power and give it to somebody else. The next generation should be the people that have a full grasp on their future, not fucking ghouls from, decades ago. This includes Mitch McConnell. That dude needs to go. He needs to go too. All right, y'all folks are just sitting there barely alive, clutching the power like fucking Golem, when you should be giving this up to the people, that are in the majority today, which is basically like what our generation, like millennials and shit, and Gen Z. But instead, the same thing happened with RBG. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she decided to hang in there to her power for way too fucking long, and now we lost literal civil rights because this woman even though she did a lot of good things in her life, but she decided she wanted to hang on to power until the bitter end, and then she died and somebody replaced her. Even if you're not a fucking Democrat or Republican, I'm neither, but I am still for civil rights. So when it comes to that, and the fact that the way that she died, and now we lost all this shit, it's incredible to me that this is even, when you bring it up, people are like, oh, you're ageist. I'm not fucking ageist, but if you can't, if there's video of you multiple times forgetting where the fuck you are, who people have to whisper to you how you have to vote. And I don't want to hear that shit of, oh, Cronus, well, what about Joe Biden? Yeah, I include him too. And fucking Trump. Like all these people, they're old as fuck. And a lot of them are on cognitive decline. So we need to have a real conversation in America about fucking term limits and how old you should be to run this goddamn country. And I don't think that's unreasonable.
I'm going to triple down on something that I did not know, but I learned after Dianne Feinstein's death. It was either 1983 or 1984. The year doesn't really fucking matter because I was still alive. Yes, it seems like a long time ago, and all the people on this show were still alive. Do you know that she fought to keep the Confederate flag waving in San Francisco, California? San Francisco. When she was there, she fought for that shit. That, yes, people are going to say, oh, that was so long ago. I don't give a fuck. That was some foul fucking shit that is surprising given this day and age. Day and age of the 80s, but go ahead.
So, caveats to Prodigy statements. Yes, it is true. She did have the Confederate flag fly over the San Francisco downtown because she was mayor at the time. However, the reason why she actually had a reason for why she did is she wanted to represent every flag that our country has ever flown to show the history of our progression as a nation.
Did she
Stop
fly
right there.
the
Stop
fucking
right
England?
there. Stop. Hold on. Stop
But,
right there. That was not a United States flag.
It is not. It is not. But however, it is a flag that was flown over the country. Are these southern states?
You can go fuck yourself. That was.
I'm just saying.
No, you can go fuck yourself, and she can go fuck herself. That was never, ever a United States of America. And the Army and separate rebels that did that lost a war. That was 4 years in the 1860s. They were never part of America. They seceded from America. You can't talk to me about that being American, blah, 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 blah. It was a civil war, yes, but that was not the American flag, ever. Fuck yourself.
So it was not an American flag, but it was a flag flown over the southern parts of the seceded states, and she wanted to show the progression of flag.
She was wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. But she.
Hold on. Just give me a second. Unless you're trying to advocate for literally flying the Union Jack in America, because that was flown in America too for a long time. So, and so were other flags. Fucking, I think even France and some other ones did, because they had territories in America. So unless you want to really represent all of them,
they did too. So did Mexico as well.
Yeah, but I know she wasn't advocating for any of that shit. So get the fuck out of here.
Nah.
I don't know. I didn't. So when it was in 1984, I didn't see these flags in front of San Francisco. She could have had the Mexican flag there. I have no idea. I wasn't in San Francisco. Well, I probably was, but I wasn't looking at that shit. However, there's a man. I actually had his name in my notes. He climbed a pole to cut down the flag, and she went to put it up literally like within the next 2 to 3 days. And he went up and cut it down again. So then she was like, okay, I'm going to take it down. So
No, hold on. Say the whole thing for that. She tried to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law that man. You can find his name or whatever. But I want to be really fucking crystal clear on this, because this is not a new issue, especially for black folks. that bullshit with the Confederate flag, people always try to equivocate and well, you see, and heritage and all this other bullshit.
It's my heritage.
It stands.
Yeah, they say rebel. They always say Southern pride or rebel heritage, whatever.
It stands for the ability to enslave other human beings. That's what the fuck it was, and she wanted to fly it over what most people assume is this liberal city and blah 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 of San Francisco, California. Well, that mayor, this supposedly progressive first female mayor of San Francisco, wanted that to happen. You can't backtrack on that. You can't try to say, oh, well, she didn't really mean it. You can't say any of that bullshit. All you have to do is own the fact that those are historical facts.
And yeah, let's be clear. She did some other things that were not bad. I mean, there's some things I guess are controversial depending on like who you're talking to, but like she was instrumental in the assault weapons ban, and a bunch of other like super liberal. So if you're left leaning, then these would be good policies. But there's also other policies like
Yeah, I mean, she was there with Harvey Milk because she stood by him to be part of the government in California, or at least part of the San Francisco Council.
I mean, the reason
and he was shot in downtown. She literally did an interview with this gray matter on her blouse.
Yeah,
The minute he was shot,
him and the mayor, they both got shot in the same
they
time.
did get shot within like 5 minutes of each other.
That was Moscone,
And
right?
she was right there.
Yeah,
That was
I
at
think so.
Moscone Center.
Yeah.
Because the mayor at the time was, I believe it was Tom. His name's Tom Moscone. His last name's Moscone. I don't remember his first name, but that center is named after him.
Yep.
And she was right there. She literally did a national. It was probably, I believe, it was national, but it was definitely local with
But
brain matter still on her blouse.
but let me just say this really quickly. We do this all the time on this show. We don't duck or hide from a person's life and their history. You know what I mean? Just because they died and people want to, clutch their pearls and all that shit. If you've done some stuff, maybe not all of your life, but some stuff that was foul and
Shit.
not accounted for, then it's going to be brought up. And I think rightly fucking so.
I mean, when Prodigy dies, they're gonna be like #Prodigy hates women. R.I.P.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, either that or Fruit of Love, or actually all your trans porn is going to be out in the public, and it's just going to be just out there, and I'll be like, I'm gonna have hashtag old ninja was right, and it's just going to be like I told y'all. I tried to tell y'all.
make sure it's a Friday though.
No, fuck your Friday. It's going to Wednesday.
Um, yeah, we were. Did you have anybody else that was kind
No,
of on the?
I don't have. There's a few of them on there,
I mean,
but
Michael
I'm trying to get this to pull up.
Yeah, Michael
Yeah,
Gambon, he also died, but that's another, something I didn't know about was he was in blackface, but it's gonna be one of those things everybody's gonna say, oh, well, back in the day, yeah, there were racist pieces of shit. So,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shit that happened. It's fuck if I have my notes fucking pull up. It's not pulling up.
well, and I
But I
don't know
can
if he
tell
like,
you. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know if he like apologized for it or not. So if he
I have
did,
no idea.
Yeah,
I don't
I,
know.
I did. I did try to see if that was the case. I wasn't able to quickly find that, but certainly did happen. And there was some. There's actually photos, and I can't remember the exact movies, but
It's not a movie.
or TV show, whatever it was, play.
Neither. It's not that either. It is a play. It's a Broadway. It is a play.
Yeah, but
So I'll give you the lowdown. It is a Broadway or an off-Broadway production of Othello. And Othello is about a Moor. And at the time, actually for centuries, really, most Europeans would paint their face black to be the Moor. It's the Moor of Sicily, I believe he's known for. A Shakespearean play where the main character is a black person. So white people would paint their faces black to be the Moor. And Michael Gambon, who would play on Broadway, they painted his face black. He did blackface. And this was in 1968.
yeah, it wasn't that
And
long.
he not only did it, and Laurence Olivier did it. Even crazier is that Maggie Smith is in the play. If you don't know who Maggie Smith is, if you've ever seen Harry Potter, she's Professor McGonagall. She's in that play with him as well. So, and the thing is, what kind of weirds me out is that there are still, as far as up to 2012, European theater companies that were still, especially in Germany, they were still painting white people in blackface to perform in Othello on stage up to 2012. That was as far as my research went. So
Yeah,
it's still not
and and
I guess, a universal thing or whatnot, but it's still being done even in the 2010s,
yeah,
or the aughts or whatever.
just to be really clear though on this, because some people will falsely believe, well, for the time, nobody on Earth possibly knew and thought this was offensive.
It's
There
all
are
bullshit.
records and books and articles and whatnot from Black people for over a century, talking about how offensive this has been. And so when you hear about stuff from the 60s, don't for a fucking second think, well, the whole country was just kind of shrugging, including Black America. No, the fuck it wasn't. That was never the fucking case.
Well, and it also just like totally ignores the abolitionist movement that existed like since, I want to say since slavery was in America, but it's for a really fucking long time. It's
Yep.
just like totally like, oh yeah, everybody white just did that. It's like, no, they didn't. I mean, look up John Brown. The dude was fighting for, enslaved African rights, for like the longest time.
Captain John Brown.
And there's like a whole
Mhm.
bunch of other
Yeah.
people that were in it. There was a whole abolitionist movement, but because we decide to hide real American history. Most people don't know that shit. They just think that African Americans that were enslaved here were just like totally servile. They were stupid. They wouldn't know what to do without a white person. They never tried to run away.
Yep.
They just had their own baby. Like they totally cover up the atrocities that were done against us. And it's just like, it's just part of that white supremacist bullshit.
Shout out to some of them Quakers, though. Some of them Quakers were, a lot of them were abolitionists for real, for real.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Okay, so we'll save some for next week, I guess, Old Ninja, since you weren't quite able to.
Or I still can't. Yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this while we're doing this.
Okay.
No worries.
We'll get into some fucking fun now. Because
Are we
that
going
was
to
kind of a
period
bummer.
blood fighting? That's what I thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
So if y'all don't know about period blood fighting, Gen V came out last week, which I was not expecting. I was just flipping through the channels when actually no, not the channels, because I don't do that anymore. I noticed the advertisements on my Fire TV. Gen V was out, and my daughter had gone to bed, and Kay was she was on a trip to DC, so I was like, let's watch this shit. And within like the first 5 minutes, I was like, God damn. Like, I didn't know which direction they were going to go with this show. If y'all have watched The Boys, this is a spinoff of The Boys with a new generation of kids that are in, was it high school or?
College.
They're in college.
College. Yeah.
College. It is college.
Yeah, so they have a college for, young people with powers. And it starts with this girl, this black girl,
Marie.
who was watching TV with her family, and I think it was like Homelander was on TV or something like that, and she ends up like she's on her period like for her first time in the bathroom, and then it's been more than a week, so I'll just more than 48 hours. So
Spoilers.
it ends up being that she's a fucking bloodbender, and her mom busts through the fucking door because she was like, what's wrong? And she was like, no, stay out. And her mom busts through the door. She got scared, and her period blood that was on her fucking fingers slices through her mom's throat. Her mom starts bleeding out like immediately, and she's like, what the fuck? And then her dad runs in like, what's going on? And then she accidentally blows up her mom, like corpse explosion, blows up her mom, and then the shrapnel of her mom's body kills her dad. And that's the beginning of the show.
And the blood is like it's weaponized. It's almost on some like Carnage, Venom, projectile
You mean
shit.
it's like the girl from fucking Chainsaw Man. What's her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, the chick who can make blood into weapons. Yeah, Bear. It's like Power.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same shit.
Yep.
And it gets danker and danker. It's like that one. I forget her name. I should have wrote this shit down.
But while you're thinking of it, real quick too, because this was an important part of that intro. Her younger sister comes in and sees both her parents murdered, and Marie is the name of the black girl that's bloodbender, and she's just kind of like, well, what the fuck? And obviously everybody's panicked, but that was the last time she sees her sister until now. She's 18.
I think she's older than 18. Is she?
I mean, freshman in college, that seems like about 18.
Okay. Because she was in foster care, or they were split up. And she didn't go to jail, so yeah, there's that. Actually, I don't think they really explained where she was that whole time in between.
I think she was in foster care.
Yeah. Felt like
Yeah.
It
Or she
felt
didn't have a cell phone or access to technology.
Yeah, no, none of that. What's weird to me is that even though she had no access to technology, she knew who all these influencers and social media people were.
Well, I mean, she partially had the access. Remember, like the nut-stained
that's right. Yeah.
public computer that the 14-year-olds were
watching.
Oh,
yeah, the kid had, yeah, because she got, it was all bad. He's literally watching a porn parody of, like, The Seven.
Love it.
Stroking off in a public library, no less.
I love it.
That was terrible. Quite terrible.
So this show starts off with a fucking bang, and you're like, oh, back to the boys' level of violence, back to the boys' level of holy fucking shit. I don't know where this is going. Is everybody at least through? I don't know if new
Uh,
episodes drop. I saw two
new
episodes.
episodes are tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
Tomorrow.
I watched all three. So.
yeah, me too.
Oh, Ninja, you watch all
Um,
three?
Yeah, I watched all three. I literally watched them yesterday.
good.
Uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we get into like the rest of like kind of the show, I got to tell you one of the reasons why I really like this show is because they get into like the sort of like the diversity angle of everything in like a kind of fucked up but also really well done kind of way. Like they get into like, they have this person who's clearly like, if you want to go into like non-binary, because this person's literally two people, like she's like both
Mhm.
a man and a woman, and so they have to call them they because it's kind of like two people who know it's the same person. And
Yep.
then there's like an argument where they get into like who, like the reason why this one person that's like non-binary, why they aren't more popular like on like this, like they have like a ranked list, is because she doesn't pull well in like like the South. And then she gets an argument with
Mhm.
like this black girl, and she's like, "Well, neither do
Oh,
I." Like, what the
and
fuck?
Dallas,
Yeah,
or what was it? Yeah, it was Dallas and Florida. She didn't pull
yeah.
well.
And they do that
Well, bad.
stuff like that like really good. And they talk about like how they try to commodify, you know, their ethnic backgrounds and like their sexualities and all this shit. And it's just like, and also like the wide varieties of power that they're showing in this show. Some of them are like not great. So which we'll
Yep.
get into in a minute.
I mean, I know we're gonna do a kind of a deep dive on this because there's so much to unpack here. But one of the things I appreciated the most is you see very overtly young women dealing with kind of allegories for bulimia, anorexia, kind of eating disorder shit, and for cutting, really, or slitting, your wrists or cutting or whatever. And obviously you have this stuff with very direct, in your face, uh, two genders, same body or different body. I don't know how to describe it.
Two spirit
Very
people.
similar, yeah, but very similar to a trans. I Yeah, a trans or I don't know, gendered non-conforming person. Let's just say that, I guess. But they do it with superpowers. They do it with
Yeah.
wild like story writing, and you're just like, oh, okay, we're going in very different directions. This doesn't feel doesn't feel formulaic at all. Let me just say that flat out. You know, there was no okay. Now Batman's going to throw his batarang, and Spider Man's going to swing in and save Mary Jane. You don't know where this is headed from literally moment to moment.
Yeah, especially
Go
when I
ahead.
started like doing coke, I was like, "Oh, we're just doing coke now." All right, like
Yep.
I was like,
No. When and I know we're bouncing all over the place. This is going to be kind of sporadic, especially for people who haven't watched the show. But you got the equivalent of not. I'm going to say little person, but I mean a really little person having a full on sex scene with a with a.
yeah, that whole
Weird.
scene. Like I felt so bad for that person in like a multitude of ways. She's like to me, she's like the saddest character because it's like she just needs like a friend, and like the fact
Yep.
that she has like this roommate who is like kind of on one and like into herself and like doesn't really want to be friends with anybody at first, and then kind of kicks her to the wayside, and like seeing all the things that this person goes through in like her normal life. Like this is a person that, like she gets really small and does like tiny shows for social media. So she has like this social media presence. I was like a little person, and nobody knows like what it takes for her to get small. And then once
Yep.
it comes out, I was like, oh, this is like some terrible shit. So she has to throw up, I think, that amount of mass
Mm-hmm.
to get small. And yeah, once you realize that, you're just like, oh man. And like, there's like a part where she has like a booty call, and then they're getting into it, and she's like, oh, can you get small and like hug my dick, and it's just like, what the fuck. And then you see what she has to do it. And she's like, oh, it's gonna take me a little while. Just give me a few minutes, and then like you see what she has to do, and then like the next scene, it's like full fucking dick of her just like hugging this dude's dick and then like slapping him on his balls. I was just like, bro, what the fuck is going on here?
It was super weird because she was naked. She's almost naked, but then she gets partially clothed to get on his dick. It's super
Yeah.
weird because she's like on flip flops, literally stomping on his balls, and he loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
And for those who need more of a visual, I mean, like we've all seen the fucking Ant-Man. Like,
Yeah.
she gets down to like Ant-Man size or fucking smaller at times, and she's just on a dick. She's on and it's not a blurred out dick. It's a dick,
Yeah.
and she's stomping on balls and shit. And I mean, it's wild. That was a sex scene. Like none.
It was a sad sex scene.
See, it was weird because I wasn't sure. I was like 90% sure he was going to bust and she's going to be covered in it. And this is what she was going to show. I thought it was going to be like a Nickelodeon shit where it's just like all over her. And I was like, oh, they're not going to fucking do that shit, are they? And like, thankfully they didn't, but I was prepared for it though. I was like, dude, it's going to happen. He's going to explode and she's going to be covered in it. It's going to be all bad. But no, that doesn't happen, by the way.
I know we're bouncing all over fucking over, but this is one of those shows that it's going to be a bounce over. You learn so far after episode 3 that they got their powers allegedly because their parents injected them with V as toddlers or babies.
I think it was
Babies. That which is consistent with the main storyline of the boys.
Yep.
With the exception of Homelander, he's the only one that's not.
Yeah. So, there's another sex scene with the get the name of the they them trans character. I don't know if there's different names for boy version versus girl version. I don't know.
No, I forget the.
I think it's Lily. Is it Lily or Lillian or Lou or something? Starts with L. I'm not sure.
Jordan Lee.
Jordan Lee.
Oh, there it is, Jordan Lee.
So Jordan Lee is getting that back fucking broken, like just getting worked by in the dorm room and in the female form and getting fucked and about to nut and all of this other shit. And here's a knock.
No, she nuts. She nuts. She gets her nut.
Maybe it's him. Someone was about to nut.
He was about to nut because he complains because she kicks him out. He's all, I didn't finish. She's all, you need to go. My parents are here.
Yeah. So that was why I'm still trying to wrap my head, and I want to hear Cronus's theories on this. It seems partially random, the changing between sexes, but I'm trying to figure it out with the powers.
I think it's on purpose. Like, I think at times it's kind of like, I think it's always on purpose. And
okay.
Like, when it comes to the fight scenes, that's where it gets kind of confusing because it's like, this person can take like an incredible amount of damage, but they just kind of switch in between the two genders, and neither one of them takes like any real damage, but they can dish out also a lot of other damage, and it's just like, what is going on here?
Yeah,
it's clearly they're clearly like one of the best like people like in the college, but they're ranked lower because they don't pull well.
Yeah, because they're like a triple threat because they're not really trans because they're literally two different people, and then they're also Asian, which is the minority.
Yeah. So
they're just like not trending well, and they're not seen a whole lot, and they work in the front office, so it's like very different. Not to mention, the character's not exactly the most likable, to be honest. At least at first.
Well, shit. All right. Well,
they're kind of a dick.
I know their powers now. God damn it! I'm gonna stop reading.
Oh shit! Well,
it's
so
what
I was
people. Some of us thought so. Yeah.
Oh, so my theory was that, and when Jordan is male, he's like the bruiser. He's like the Captain America Hulk type bruiser, can dish out and take a lot of pain and power. And then when he's in female form, energy distribution, like energy redirection, like because he's throwing out like shots and shit. So I was like, oh, it looks like their power set is different. I imagine that's kind of like the way Legion is, kind of with power set switching based on what personality you have. this one versus which gender you're in.
Yeah, it's a really cool, like, interesting power set that this person has.
Mhm.
So
I want to learn. They're definitely in control of when they switch. It seems like, but it's very. And again, this is just my theory, but it or hypothesis. It's like um, it's kind of strategic. Like with the parents, definitely male at first, and then when the parents, especially the dad, pissed him off, changed to female, and then at Brinks's the author and kind of one of the dean or whatever desk at first female, and then when talking to Marie the black girl period bloodbender seemed to switch as well.
So he switched when he got shot. When he got shot, he switched.
Ah, it I mean it's wild, man. That's a lot of switching. That's a lot of
Hmm.
switching, but it's also, even though it's two genders, they're still the same
Race.
person.
They're still the same
yeah,
race. Yeah.
Well, because when she was talking to the dad, she was like, "I still am the same kid of yours that likes to binge on Olive Garden and watch scary movies or some shit." Like she was like, "Hey, I'm the
Hmm.
same person. I'm just female at times or
wait a minute,
something."
what the fuck?
What?
Golden Boy is Golden Boy Arnold Schwarzenegger's kid?
Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. Yeah,
Oh
it's his
No
son.
way.
shit! What the
You
No
guys,
way.
he
fuck?
looks like him. If you look at his profile, he looks like him.
Damn. All right, I did
Yeah, it's
not
his
know
son.
that.
Golden Boy is Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. I thought that was a selling point. I thought y'all knew.
I did not know until I just now read it.
Oh,
That's
okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not get that resemblance, but I guess I kind of see it now that you mention it.
It's easiest to see on his profile. When you look at him dead in the face, he doesn't look like him at all. When you look at his profile, you're like, oh shit, there's fucking Commando. So,
Holy shit.
yeah, it's pretty interesting.
God damn. So obviously, there's other characters too. There's a woman white girl, blonde hair, that kind of reminds me in some ways of Rogue, from the X-Men, but
Oh, yeah.
and then a little bit like Jean Grey in terms of being able to, control minds or, you know,
That's Kate. I think that's
yeah,
Yeah,
Kate.
so
Yeah.
if you're not watching, if you watch Umbrella Academy, she's almost identical to Rumor. The difference is
Mm,
Rumor speaks it, she has to touch you to speak it.
yeah,
And that's like her power is fucking terrifying. Like they show it, her be kind of fucked up about it. Like she
Hmm.
tells like this dude to like every hour on the hour. Basically, first go to a sports mart, buy a baseball bat, and then every hour on the hour, hit yourself as hard as you can in the balls and yell Jumanji. I was like, bruh, like that's
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fucking brutal, dude. And he doesn't stop. You should actually see him at one point. He keeps going. I'm like, what the fuck? That guy would be dead within a day.
hmm
I don't know. Would you die?
If you're bleeding out, he probably bled out. Yeah, you probably die.
Yeah, every hour. Maybe
hmm
they heal up
You
a little bit. Wonder what his
yeah,
powers
not
are.
if he had. Oh, that's true. If he had powers, maybe. Oh, it'd be, it'd be fucked up if he can continue to heal himself.
Yeah,
Or you just-
oh,
but still feels pain. Yeah,
oh man, it'd be all bad. That'd be
all
fucking
bad.
terrible, terrible.
Um, yeah, I mean, they also get into a whole lot of the politics with the school itself because you got fucking murders on that fucking campus.
you got
You
the
got
woods.
Schwarzenegger's brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was really good. Like on episode 3, like the plot twist of like the brother. Because like basically
Hmm
in this school they have underneath the school they have a prison for soups that go kind of crazy, and one of them gets out, and they have to like subdue him, and he's like a super strong guy, and he's like just killing a bunch of people, and they end up subduing him by like I think they pin him with like a car, and they get him like a mask on him to like knock him out, and they show like what they do to him when they get him back, and they basically like they're like slamming fucking spikes into his spine to like subdue
Yep.
him. And I'm just like, bro, that's like really messed up. And then it turns out that that's Golden Boy, who's like the number one guy at the school. It's his brother, and it's somebody who everybody thought was dead because they told him that he was dead, that he committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, kind of going back a little bit, but like Golden Boy is trying to like he keeps hearing like voices in his head about the woods, and he goes and like kills the like basically like the headmaster of the school. He like immolates him. So like Golden Boy's powers is like he's super strong, he can fly, he self immolates, so like basically catches himself on fire with his powers, and like he kills the headmaster guy, and then he goes and he tries to do something, and then like the Marie sees it happen, and then she has to like run for her life, and that's when Jordan Lee has to come and like kind of save her from like getting her ass kicked. But then like she kind of stops him, like makes him trip or whatever, and then like
Yep.
he ends up starting to fight like his best friend, and then he kind of snaps out of it, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry." And then he flies up into the sky and just fucking self-immolates and explodes. And that's how I think like the first or second episode ends.
So the first episode.
The first episode, yeah. So it's like all fucked
First
up.
episode.
Raining blood.
Yeah,
And
blood
bits.
and guts. Yeah,
hmm So that's how the second episode starts. It starts with them literally scooping him up through shovels and fucking spraying this shit out. That's literally the first 30 seconds of episode 2.
yeah. And then that
Shit
shoots
is wild.
Marie up to like what number 8 as a freshman, which has like
8.
never been done.
Yep. You also, I don't know his name, but you have the black character that's friends with Golden Boy.
That's
And
Sam. I forget his fucking name.
yeah, get his name. What are his powers exactly?
I think it's magnetism. Pretty sure it's Polaris.
Okay.
Something
Right?
like that. Yeah, his dad is
Got it.
Polaris. And they said he's supposed to be Polaris too?
Yeah, it's magnetism.
Oh.
Magnetism, manipulation, superhuman strength, and superhuman durability.
Okay.
Oh,
And yeah, his name is Andre Anderson,
There you go.
that's right.
played by Chance Perdomo. Perdomo. He looks familiar.
Good
I don't
shit.
know what this is in.
He does look familiar. He kind of look. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll look it up later. But interesting character. He certainly gets down with Rogue. Well, he gets down with drugs. He gets down with Rogue. Pounds that us.
Well, and
Oh
Rogue,
yeah, she didn't have to manipulate him to do it either. She said she just grabs him and takes him.
Nah, she
grab
wanted
him, take
BBC.
him. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's in Sabrina. Which I watched
Oh,
a couple
okay.
episodes
Okay.
of. Yeah.
Grab him and take him.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know where this show is going. This shit is fucking wild. I like the fact that they don't necessarily spell it all out for you per se, but the writing is fucking top notch. I really love it. I really love it. And a breath of fresh air to me. I'm sure you guys are enjoying it too, or
Oh yeah, like seeing like the whole bulimia thing, and like there's like so many like really messed up things they talk about, but they present it in like I guess a sort of palatable way. Like it's even though it's really not. It's like I guess most people probably wouldn't really give a shit about bulimia or these other issues, especially like when it comes to like the Jordan Lee character. Like comes to like transgenderism or non-binary or whatever. But it's like you're interested in this character because of like the way they present themselves, and I think this is like the way that they just write it. It's really compelling, and I love it. And it's a clear departure from the boys as far as like that style of writing goes. Even though I'm pretty sure it's the same dude. It's Eric Kripke.
Yeah, it's just Eric Kripke. He's executive producer. He's written I think 1 episode so far, maybe 2. But there's other writers, and each director's been different. So
And the fact that they totally bring in like the still like misogynistic side into it, and like they talk about how these characters that are like not conforming to like social norms, but how we can commodify it off of like this from VOT, to make sure that they make money off of like their differences and shit. Like it's like really well done.
yeah. I'm just amazed too, like just from a costume standpoint and whatever. Like I've noticed with Jordan Lee, and there's a lot of changes. Like that change happens like at the drop of a fucking hat. It'll be
Yeah.
the same fucking clothes, and it'll be
Yeah.
different on this guy who's maybe like 5'10", 6 feet, versus this girl that's like 5'1", 5'2", different body shape and all of that other stuff. And I'm like, God damn, that's the same fucking jacket. That's how
Yeah.
it looks on her. You know
Exact
what I
same,
mean?
exact same
So
shirt, exact same pants. Yeah.
yeah. So and you don't when you first see them, you don't necessarily think that they're wearing per se gender neutral clothing.
Yeah.
You know, you just that's just a girl wearing a blouse or a guy wearing a shirt or whatever, and you're like, oh, that was it could go both ways. From the jump. I'm like, wow, shit. They fucking pay attention to shit on this. That's what I'm trying to say.
They do.
So yeah,
Honestly, this show can like, if people watch it, which is kind of hard because it's like, it's kind of hard like recommending the show to like certain people because it's like there's so much fucking violence in it.
Mm.
But it's like still the way they pay attention to just like these social issues today, and I think somebody needs to like make a show like this that has like way less violence, and I think that would I think that would be obviously I fucking love it, but I can understand why because you can't watch a show with fucking kids like
no.
you can't like you can't have some little
Yeah.
person hugging a dick, you can't have people exploding and shit, but write something as well written as this to make people understand like the different social norms and like all these other genders and sexualities and shit, then I think people could actually give a fuck more about these things.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like this might have been done before, but not from the superhero side. And the problem that's why the show was very popular. We've all heard of it, whether you watched it or not. Let me know in the comments if you have seen the show 13. Was it the 13 things? 13 Reasons Why. There you go. So 13 Reasons Why uses the same kind of social like bubbles and whatnot to pass a rumor about someone who eventually kills himself. And I think that's kind of the same attraction with this show. The only difference is there's obviously more violence and they have superpowers. But I feel like more shows like 13 Reasons Why, there's probably shows that are similar to that as well, that they're catching on that way. When I talk to people about the show, I just ask them flat out, have you seen The Boys? That's like my first thing. Have you seen The Boys? Gen V's the spinoff. They're like, oh, they did a spinoff? Yeah, you should check it out. And then boom, sold already. So if you have not seen The Boys, I highly recommend watching that show.
Yeah, you should see The Boys so you don't go in completely blind. The other thing I'll say is
actually, hold on, you can watch this show completely blind. You really can.
I feel that I would still not recommend it because the stuff with V, especially like first episode or two,
But you gotta make somebody watch like 3. I mean, obviously, we already spoiled it for you, but like you have to watch like 2 or 3, like I think 2 seasons, right? To like
3 seasons. 3 seasons.
Yeah, they don't talk about.
Oh, but I mean all 3. Yeah, they talk about V's second season because they get 10th V, I think, third season.
I would still recommend it. I think you're going to get more out of it because even when they talk about the 7, like the 7 is like very pervasive through the fucking show. Pictures.
And they show, advertisements, pictures, like you said, a bunch of shit. And they gear them. The school is geared for them to join the 7.
And you don't really like it's assuming that you know all about the 7.
Throughout, they make enough references to it. It's just like it's like watching Star Wars because Star Wars starts mid story, and like people understand like they talk about the fucking Clone Wars in episode fucking 4. You know what I mean? So and people they didn't detract from anybody back when the movie first came out. So obviously yes, I agree that everybody should watch The Boys, but I'm not going to compel somebody to watch 3 fucking seasons of a show just to enjoy this show. Because honestly, I think that Gen V is a better show, but The Boys is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I love the Gen V. I love The Boys, obviously, but I love Gen V so far. I need to see where this show ends up after the end of the season.
Yeah.
So far, knocking out of the park.
That's fair.
I would also say whenever I hear about a show with full frontal nudity, I automatically think female, and this does not have female full frontal.
This is another reason why. Obviously, I don't like seeing a bunch of dicks, but it's more fair. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's too many times where you see just like a bunch of tits. Actually, I don't even know. I don't even know if in the first 2 episodes we even seen a single
Uh,
fucking titty.
I know for certain because I counted. There are 0 fucking bare
Zero
titties.
tits.
He's not
Yeah,
counting.
it's
That's
definitely
fucking terrible.
definitely a dick that looks gigantic because the person's small. I'm just
Yep,
saying.
yep.
The
And
the the,
balls.
the
Don't forget
scales
balls.
are they're
Yeah.
evening out.
Don't forget the fucking testicles because a lot of times you see
Yeah,
fucking dick and shit. You don't usually see fucking balls, and this had
yeah.
balls in it.
You see everything, everything.
So yeah,
And so if
it,
seeing a dick and balls makes you uncomfortable, just think about all the times where women had to watch put pussies and fucking titties on. Maybe they don't want to see something like that. You know what I mean?
well,
So
I will say this in terms of rated R movies, it's typically very rare to see full like vag. You could see pubes
yeah, you
typically
see pubes.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah, you usually don't see like all the way up in that snatch vag, but you know the night
well,
is young.
yeah. The night is young. But still, I mean,
Uh,
you still would definitely see like, as far as like any kind of nudity goes, it's usually
oh yeah,
a woman.
oh yeah.
So
And shit, episode 4 could drop tomorrow, and it could be all bunch of fucking lesbians with tits and ass and vag showing. We don't know.
and actually, I think just I'm thinking about I'm going back thinking about the boys, and they literally had a guy whose fucking superpower was a long dick.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
we should
There you
not be
go.
surprised. Should not be surprised. And we had a fucking little person crawl into a guy's dick
Yep.
to make him come,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got big and he exploded. So
Wait.
we should not be
We
surprised
also
about the
had
amount of dicks they want to show.
we
Wait a
also had
minute.
a whole episode about an orgy. So
Yeah.
So
Bro.
this episode of this podcast will not be monetized because all the shit we
No.
just talked about. I just thought about it. I'm not even gonna
you
fucking try for fair monetization for this episode.
you can't forget though, and it was a brief scene. You got a girl with a tail, and she's
mm.
video, and she's sucking on that thing, and she's getting recorded, and just gobbling on it.
the
It's her
utter
own.
the utter betrayal of that bitch too. That was
Yep.
recording.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my god, I just want to punch her in the fucking face when she gave up that girl's secret that she had to throw up to get
Mm.
small. I was just like, oh man.
Cunty.
And then when she apologizes, she has it filmed too. I'm like the audacity, bitch.
Yeah, they're so on the ball in this show about like our current state of America, especially because like the whole doing shit for clicks
Mm-hmm.
and all this. They are so on the ball with that. I don't know how it's gonna age. But actually, not fuck that because I mean, fucking RoboCop is still
Yep.
relevant, and that shit was a long time ago. So I think
There was.
this is still gonna be like relevant like in the future because it's like remember back then when you had fucking morons doing shit for clicks. This is like a
Yep.
perfect example.
Yep. No, it is perfect. I like the fact that they're obviously like 18, 19, 20-year olds or college age or whatever, but very relatable. They're young adults for sure. But yeah, it's wild. The other thing is Polaris's dad, he knows shit about V. He knows shit about the goddamn
The Woods.
uh yeah, the woods. He knows some shit, and so does that new dean, the Indian lady. I don't know her name either, but
Oh, I forget her name because she's like Dean. Yeah,
Dean
Shetty.
something.
Because I think it's Shitty. It's Shetty.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey,
She's
this gonna be a
she's
wild
manipulating
road
Marie
for
a
sure,
lot.
Mm.
for sure. So yeah, there's funny moments, there's fucking weird moments. It's only fucking 3 episodes in, and it's already jam packed with fucking shit. So you said new episodes drop on Thursdays, huh?
Thursday, I believe at midnight too. So
Yeah,
you
say
may
like,
have to wait till 9, but I can't quote me.
all right.
Yeah,
Um,
very strange, very crazy.
Can I switch it up? I don't know if anybody else has watched it, but I gotta give a shout out to our boy Sam Dietz has done it again. God damn it, Castlevania Nocturne. Has anybody else checked any of this out?
Nah, I haven't had a chance.
Mm.
I'm busy with other stuff. I'm trying to move.
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil. I've seen only about 3 episodes. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between that and Gen V. this shit is wild as fuck. This shit is just as violent as Gen V. This is old school Castlevania violence. I'm also disappointed in Castlevania fans. Like predictably, there's some backlashes to. Oh no, there's some black vampires and some gay vampires and some women vampires. Predictably, again, Native
Damn.
American vampires or whatever. But
These people are
it,
fucking. They're so goddamn lame, and they're boring ass people. All these
yeah,
people are just like your fucking misogyny and like just race. Like you are fucking boring. Like seriously, get the fuck out of here.
you you immediately are introduced to this Native American vampire with long hair and magic powers. And I mean serious magic powers. I'm not going to spoil his name. He's just OG and he's the fucking man immediately. You will find out some things sexuality wise with him later. But cool fucking character. You got vampire messiahs in here. You got priests that you can never trust in Castlevania because it's Castlevania.
Oh, quick question: do you have to? So I'm like behind on the other Castlevania, unfortunately. Do you have to watch all the other previous ones to watch this one?
You do not have to so far. I'm on episode 4 and you do not have to. I would still recommend ending that the first Castlevania at
Yeah,
some point.
I still want to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is brand new, different generation. Right now they
Oh,
haven't made
it's like Josie and the Boys. Did you just like totally reverse on me here?
no for this Castlevania they don't make references to
Ah, okay.
the old one, but for Gen V they
They
do
100%.
a lot,
Yeah. Yeah.
the 7 and all that. But yeah, I mean the only thing you need to know is Belmonts are Belmonts. They're going to use whips, and everything else it's going to be a fucking roller coaster. There are more black characters. I know, shocking, but good writing.
You know what pisses me
Really
off when
love it.
like there's like different ethnic groups in like media and people
Yeah.
get mad. It's usually white people. It's like, all right, listen, white people. I don't know how to tell you this, but you're the minority on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's way more brown people.
Way
So
more.
stop getting mad that there's brown people, in these stories because there's just like you're looking at this shit from like a Eurocentric view. Look at it from a world view, and then you would understand that this is like more normal. That there's more brown people in these in
Yeah.
everything because there's more brown people than white people. So
Also, and we have to say this again and again, mermaids don't exist.
neither do
Vampires
vampires. Yeah.
exist. Fucking
Mm-hmm.
forge masters don't exist. Demons,
Well, I mean, the Forge Master is technically a blacksmith, so kind of sort of.
forge master. Let me be specific. Forge masters of other vampire night creatures doesn't exist.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give
So
you that.
all right.
Um, if for people who study, a lot of you are in college, which is still weird to me that people are still kind of weird. If you look at the population of India, it's like they have like what, a third or a fourth of the world's population. All those people around.
It's
There's
about
billions of people,
yeah, it's about 1.4 billion in India.
and the U.S. only has 650 million people
No, way
on
less
these
than that.
United.
It's
It's
about three.
330.
Yeah,
Is it
330.
330?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe 330.
Oh yeah, you know, I'm sorry, it's 350. It's 350. Then the updated numbers should be like 350, 370. And that's just in the US.
And
And then
even in the
China,
U.S., though, it's it's still not
oh
350
yeah.
million white people. It's like get the fuck out of
Oh
here.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
It's so
100%.
dumb.
Well, 13% of that, the US population is African American or Afro or
Yeah, but then like
Negroid
the
or darkies or whatever whatever racial epithet y'all
but
want to
even
be
still, you
using.
have a bunch of people of Latin
Latino,
descent. You
yes.
have people that are Asian. You have there's all these other ethnic groups, and
Hmm.
the people that are European of ethnic background, they're dwindling in America.
Well,
Hmm.
never forget this. The oldest trick that they've used over here is just redefining who the fuck is and is not white.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Mm.
Italians and
Irish.
Irish folks were not considered white for like the longest time. Neither were
Hmm.
people that were Jewish. So
No, they
uh,
were not. They were considered brown people, even though they're not really brown.
They look to me like
white people.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah.
I don't get it either. I still don't get it.
Shit, Scottish.
Oh,
Scottish for a time wasn't even
Yeah.
white. I mean, it's wild, man. So,
same thing. So again, the Chinese have 1 or do they have 2 billion now? Are they at 2 billion?
no, they're at
Pretty close.
1.3 something.
Yeah, so they outnumber all you quote unquote fair skinned people. So just saying.
Yeah, and but Castlevania, real quick, I recommend watching it. There's some cool ass characters. You're going to see, I guarantee it. Some people dressing up as these fucking vampires because they got fucking the best looking clothes and fucking style you've ever seen. You're gonna see some people dressing up like them for Halloween. I can guarantee you that, and I'm all for it. I think these characters are well worth fucking watching. So, shout out to Sam D.
Yeah, who was also, I think we mentioned before, he was on the podcast back before I think the first season dropped.
Yep.
So yeah, it was an interesting podcast. It was great to have him on. He's a cool dude because he's actually a gamer, and you can tell by watching the show. He pays attention to the details. He wanted to make a great show based on a game. He wanted to break that norm, and he accomplished that. So
Sure.
Yeah, keep making more shit, Sam Dietz, please.
Yep. Oh, no. Konami. God damn it, Konami. Like, holy shit. Castlevania is beloved. It's been beloved since the fucking 80s. It's been a Castlevania game in a decade plus now, right?
Yeah, like, I feel like, they done fucked up by, like, obviously getting rid of Hideo Kojima, which is like a huge L for them. Yeah. That doesn't even make fucking sense to me. And then you have multiple seasons of Castlevania, beloved franchise, and you have not dropped not even a fucking remake of a game of Castlevania, and it's getting multiple seasons, critical acclaim. Everybody's watching this shit, and nothing from Konami. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like,
do you not like money?
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. This seems like this is easy money.
Right? Like, literally, you could do a remake, or not even a remake, a remaster with newer graphics or whatever, keeping the same fucking game basically, and make it look a little prettier and really re-release it.
Well, this is what's crazy. There's people that are probably alive today that have watched Castlevania that might be gamers that watch Castlevania the show, but they're younger and they have no idea or have never played a Castlevania game.
Yep.
And that's like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. There's probably millions like that because, again, the show has been the first that show had like 4 or 5 seasons, and then now you have this newer version. I mean, you're talking about from like what, 2016, 2015, something like that.
It's been a minute. Like, I'm trying to look up the last one because the original one came out in like 86.
Yeah, NES.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think the last one
2014 was the last one.
Oh, there you go.
That's almost a fucking decade.
Yeah.
Almost.
And I will admit, just for full disclosure, not every single one of the Castlevania games was a banger. Not everyone.
No. But the show was.
Yeah, the show was a banger, and there were some classics. Symphony of the Night is up there in as I know it's in the top 25, top 50 games of all time.
Oh yeah.
Higher. So yeah, Konami. All right, where y'all want to go next?
I have to talk about Ahsoka. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Yeah, because I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say it's only 8 episodes because the last episode aired yesterday. And if you're a Star Wars fan, this is a must-watch, in my opinion. If you're Dave Filoni, as most Star Wars fans are, Dave Filoni's to them is George Jr. or the new Messiah or the new Kathleen Kennedy that they want him to replace, whatever. But I mean, this is just peak Star Wars storytelling. It's got the lore, it's got the creatures, it's got the lightsaber battles, it's got characters that if you watch Star Wars Rebels, they're characters you know.
Sorry,
if you don't know who,
hold on. It's got Rosario Dawson. That's all you need to know, right?
I'm getting to
But
there.
also, don't look at her with your hungry eyes, all right? Because
Oh,
I'm
god
just
dang.
saying.
Hungry eyes. Well, I'll give you I'll give you this though. She covers up in the show. She doesn't show a lot of skin, so I'll give you
I'm
that.
fine with that.
Yeah,
Wait a
so it's
minute.
fine. So
Wait. Are you telling me there's no bad shots in this entire series?
no,
No wet
no,
snatch?
not particularly. No, I mean, I
What
will
about when
say
a
there's a lot of gratuitous ass shots, and a lot of people picked up on it. So,
I don't know.
especially with Hera and Sabine, two characters. I mean, it's a fairly female heavy show, kind of, sort of, but
People,
not really.
okay, let me just say this. All right, just because
Go ahead.
a woman is walking away from a camera shot, doesn't mean it's an ass shot. Like it's just somebody
You tell it
walking
to
away. Or
Go ahead. Go ahead.
it's not. All right, just because somebody's walking away from a camera does not make it an ass shot. It just means that they're walking away from the camera to make it seem like they're going from point A to point B that's away from the fucking camera. So all these
Tell
fucking
that to.
people, I'm telling them right now. Like, what the fuck? Like, please stop it. Because if you keep talking about how these are all ass shots, they're gonna stop cutting. They're gonna stop having these shots. It's gonna be fucking weird.
Mm,
So just
very true.
stop being horny fucking weebs. Like, oh, these are all
Yeah.
ass
Hey.
shots. Oh my god, I can never see ass. They're fucking fully clothed women with pants on that are walking away from the camera. So just stop it. Stop being fucking weird.
is
Uh,
there a light breeze and a little bit of skirt with white panties or anything like that?
no,
No,
no, nothing like
they're
that. No,
wearing
they're
fucking
in uniforms. They're
pants.
wearing uniforms.
They're wearing
Yeah.
pants, and they're not. Let's just be honest here. They're not like women with like huge asses, and they're not fucking super tight
No.
pants. You like people need to fucking
Everyone.
stop.
Yeah, there's too many horny weaves, and they make a lot of groups, and they do a lot of zoom in and a lot of memes about just Star Wars ass, and I think
I
it's hilarious.
I I, I feel personally attacked. I don't have to take this, guys.
But I will say that Ahsoka's peak Star Wars. We get to see a lot of, especially very large fan favorite character is brought onto screen in very, very amazing fashion. The storytelling is very well done. Even though it does set up a much bigger story later on, I still think as a whole for 8 episodes, it does a fantastic job. This is one of probably the highest rated outside of Andor's. Is probably
I
the
was gonna
highest
say.
rated show.
I was gonna say.
Actually, it's probably the same. They're probably rated the same.
I would say that Andor is a better show. However, I think this is the best Star Wars show with a Jedi in it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I'm
because
looking at
it has
the.
elements of Andor, which is nice.
Oh yeah, it does have elements of Andor, but if you look at the ratings, or not the ratings, I'm sorry, if you look at the reviews, they're almost relatively like neck and neck.
I
Almost.
mean, I'll be honest, okay? And y'all know me. I love Rosario Dawson. Like, she's my Canadian girlfriend that I've never met. I also fuck Corey Booker. I'm just saying.
They broke up, by the way.
Okay, good. So fuck him again.
Oh damn.
Oh, and she's single? I'm just kidding.
Mm.
With all my love for Rosario Dawson, I still think Andor is a better show
Okay.
for like a whole bunch of reasons. There's way more. I think that's what it comes down. Like there's way more suspense in Andor than there is in because when you have a fucking this is the thing. This is the problem with having like a Jedi as like a head of any show because like that like they're gonna be like the person who's probably gonna win, right? Like there's probably no way this person. They might get fucked up. They might get injured. They might have whatever happen. There's probably no way this person's gonna lose. There's probably no way this person's gonna die. The people around them are probably not gonna die either. Maybe one of them might, but it's definitely not like a whole bunch of them. In Andor, anybody could have fucking died at any goddamn time. Or got tortured. Their family could have got tortured. Their family could have gotten killed and did. And there's suspense in Andor that you cannot replicate when it comes to like a fully fledged Jedi show because they're fucking space wizards and ninjas. Like they have powers.
So I will say to not to counter, but to just shift the focus is that the Andor side is definitely it's espionage, spy, fucking thriller, versus Ahsoka is all about mysticism. It's all magic and fucking fight scenes. Like there's not a whole lot of fight scenes in Andor,
No,
but
and that's
yeah,
that's like the not polar opposites, but you know, sort of.
no, but they to
Yeah,
me, yeah, but they just have different energies along the entertainment spectrum, and
yeah,
they both give you what you want Star Wars wise. But it's just one gives you this the spy and like the like the for those of you who are old enough to remember Dark Forces, it gives you like the gritty Dark Forces versus Ahsoka gives you like a taste of like the movies kind of like the whole Jedi mysticism and powers and lightsabers and shit. It's all there, especially if you are a Rebels fan. This is a triple treat because you see
yeah,
all your favorite characters in live action doing what they do, even though the time has passed and they're on different um, stages of their life. They're still they're at the core the characters, and what's great about the actors that embrace them, they did a great job of bringing them into live action. And I think this is why this story has gone along. And like for Ahsoka, Rosario Dawson's character, she kind of goes through some shit in this fucking series. So you
yeah.
see like her journey through these 8 episodes. This is actually really well done.
I think if you watch all of Star Wars Rebels, you're like busting like one long nut or one long
Mm-hmm.
ovary like the whole time. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
seeing like
One
all the
hundred percent.
throwbacks. Yeah, which
What
it's
and you
cool.
see new shit. You see new shit. There's shit in there that people have not seen since like if you read the books and whatnot. There's like fantasy books or there's like a book that kind of touches. I got to be careful here. There's books out there that touches on certain things that happen in the show, and it's been things that people have been waiting to see almost for decades, and you finally see it, and it's done in epic fucking fashion. It's in the final episode. I will say this, but it's fucking done very well. Dave Filoni, he knows Star Wars. Obviously, that's why he has fucking fans. He's almost as popular as George Bush or George Lucas. Sorry, he's almost as popular as
Sorry,
George Lucas.
like that's a low
Yeah,
bar,
my
George
bad.
Bush.
Yeah, yeah. No, George Lucas and Dave Filoni. People think that they're basically hand in hand. Like one is pretty much the son, but I mean, he's giving them the keys of House Lucas, as they say, and he does what he does. He does what George would have done, and it's spectacular. It's really well done. Um, it does have like kind of a slow burn, just like Andor. It doesn't start out all crazy
Yeah,
space like. I mean, there's some action kind of early on, but it kind of teeters off. It becomes like Andor, where it becomes like espionage shit for a little bit, and then it goes into Jedi mysticism just after that. So you get a little taste of like what Star Wars can be, and you get kind of like what could be a expansion to the entire fucking franchise by this one show. So there you go. I gotta stop talking about it because I'm starting giving shit away.
oh good. No,
Fucking
I'm gonna because I missed last week's. And I need to watch this week's because you know Kay was
ooh,
gone. I want to watch it with her. And she's been
yeah,
like busy
100%.
because she went to go watch.
Okay.
She went to go watch Pink last night. So
Wait, is Pink's in town? She's in San Diego.
I mean, she was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
And then we're gonna.
Well, she could be doing multiple shows. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure she's on tour, but yeah, she went to go see her last night and kind of felt bad because like what was it? So she watched Pink last night and then she got home at like past midnight, and then she had to get up at like 6:45 in the morning. Which, if you're younger and listen to this podcast, that doesn't sound like a lot. But when you're in your fucking mid 40s, that's a lot, especially when you had
Brutal.
surgery a couple months ago. So she's been dragging
Hmm.
ass today. Um, and so that's why I'm waiting to like watch that with her, and I also want to watch Gen V with her,
Mm.
real quick because I didn't want to watch Gen V with her from like the first episode, and then like when I kept watching, I was like, oh, she's gonna love like all this other shit that's in there that we talked about.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to watching that with her. Anyway, can we talk about Jujutsu Kaisen for a second? Because I finally started.
Man, I've been waiting for you to
Yeah.
get into this
Well,
series for
no,
the
I
long.
mean, listen. I mean, I talked about it when it first came out. Like, I watched the first like one or two, and I was like, "This is a good
Yeah,
show." And I kind of stopped
yeah,
watching it. I think it's like around the time when like maybe I moved. I don't fucking know because it came out like when the pandemic first started. That's probably why.
yeah. Sounds about right.
It was
Yeah,
in 2020.
yeah.
Um, And it's funny. So the shirt that I'm wearing, so like my daughter goes to, she does like Broadway shit and like uh, and like ballet and stuff like that. So she has like a certain studio, and like usually I'll drop her off like on my night, and then I'll come back 2 hours later and pick her up. And like some of the dads like stand outside, because we wait for our kids. But it's funny because like all the moms they wait inside. But anyway, like me and this other dad were like standing outside, and he sees my shirt, which is like it's a bluey shirt. It's Bandit. If you're not watching. And he goes, "Oh, is that anime?" He's like, "What shirt is that?" And I was like, "Nah, it's Bluey." And he's like, "Oh, do you watch anime?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." Like, so we started like talking about anime and stuff like that. And he's like,
Yeah, fool, I thought you knew.
"Yeah." And we start talking about like anime, and he's like, "You watch Jujutsu?" And I thought he said Jujitsu, and I was like, "Actually, yeah, I do. I'm a purple belt." He's like, "No, no, 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 Jujutsu Kaisen." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I watched the first one, but like I didn't watch the rest." He's like, "Oh man, you gotta get into this." So it's like all right, and like maybe like 2 3 weeks later, I saw him again. He's like, "You watch it again?" It's like, "You watch it yet?" And I was like, "Not yet, man." And so like now I'm watching it again because like this dude is like, "All right, gotta watch it." So I'm watching. I was like, "Why the fuck did I stop watching this show?" Like, yeah, this is so good. They make references to like other animes.
Yep.
It's like it's fucking creepy. Like what like the main bad guy so far does to like human bodies and shit like that. It's kind of gory. Um, really great fight scenes. OP characters.
Yep.
So yeah, if y'all
Facts.
have not watched it yet, I mean, definitely watch. Then this is the fucking old take from Cronus, I guess, because I'm like, go watch that anime. It's really great.
It
I
it
still
took
I still haven't seen it yet.
It's worth it.
it's well worth watching. I concur. I haven't gotten deep into season 2 yet, but I definitely will probably this weekend. Um, there was also a really great movie, Jujutsu
Yeah.
Kaisen Zero, that's kind of like a prequel to season 1. That was excellent. Kind of sets season 2 similar to Demon Slayer Mugen Train, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, you don't have to go in with anything other than just get ready for a fun shonen. There's pandas. There's
Yes, pandas.
fucking fights. There's guys who love big asses. I mean, it's just got everything. You
That
know?
part got me. I was like, all right. He's like, I personally like a tall woman with a big ass. I was like, all right.
He was dead serious
He
about it
was
too. He
mad
was.
though when he gave his answer. He's like, oh, I'm just kind of, whoever. He's like, nah, fuck that. Tall woman, big ass. We fighting.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So good, man. And anime's in a good place right now, man. What I love about I will say this. Down here in San Diego, this is no shade to the Bay Area. I grew up in the Bay Area. I love anime. I respect that community. Down here, it feels like everybody watches anime, like or more people do. I run across anime stickers on cars more. In a lot of the shopping malls, there's like 2 or 3 literal anime shops. You know what I mean? Where you can get like stuff that you would find at an anime con, basically, in terms of sweats and hoodies and fucking stickers and all that shit. Like the anime community down here in San Diego proper goes hard as, or San Diego County goes hard as fuck.
I want to say I don't think that way, but obviously I just talked about how I met some random ass fucking dad that was like, "Yo, you watch anime?" And this is a big dude too, and I was
when,
just like,
when
and we were both in the military, like, and this is a guy that literally he got medically retired from the military because something fell on him, and this
Yep,
dude watches anime, so yeah, I
yep.
guess whatever.
It, it is that way. You know what I mean? But it's cool, and I love that whole just aspect of you know more and more fans. It's a big tent. You know what I mean? With people watching live actions now, and obviously going back and reading manga. Actually, do yourself a favor. Go into any fucking like Barnes and Nobles or whatever, and just look at how fucking large the manga section is.
Okay, so this is one thing
Oh,
I'm
dude.
gonna complain about, and this is Prodigy is gonna 100% agree with me, is that the comic book shops down here are fucking they're trash.
Yep,
Like I don't like what like you mentioned it, and I was just like, all right, let me go look around, and they're all like they're not focused on comics,
yep.
and and this is why I still to this day I still get like I have like literally like 4 or 5 boxes of comics that I'm way behind on comics right now. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
make it an effort to like catch up, but I don't understand how like in San Diego like their comic shops are not like really comic shops,
Yeah.
and it's bothering. Maybe someday I mentioned it before, Prodigy, but I'm also kind of serious.
Mm-hmm.
We could probably start a comic shop, like a serious
Yeah.
comic focused shop that has manga too. Um,
Absolutely.
but like not
Absolutely.
so much. I don't want to see like 95% fucking toys and shit, and like
Yeah.
5% fucking comics, and somehow
Yeah.
you have comics on the front of your fucking store.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. I mean, are about that weekly drop of just greatness or picking up old trades, you know.
Yeah,
But it's got to be comic focused, and it's not. Obviously, I love Cape and Cowl the most, but there were great shops in the Bay Area where it was just you go in and it just smelled like comic books. You know what I mean? Like it,
Mhm.
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So I don't,
Yeah, so there's a lot. I realize that almost every county has at least one comic book shop. Some of them have like a
Way
shit
more.
ton.
Yeah, and they have multiple, but it's like that. Most counties, I would probably say every county in the Bay has probably like one well-known comic shop.
mhm.
You know,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's actually that's probably better to say. Yeah, each yeah, 100%. Each peninsula, East Bay, South Bay, North
Yep,
Bay, they probably have at least one well-known comic shop. So yeah,
yep.
that's 100%
but
right.
I will say like I have like literally y'all can't see it. I'm not gonna show you because it's fucking messy. Like my desk is like full of like piles of comics, but I like zoom in on my face so you don't see
Yep.
all the my fucking messiness. Um, but I opened up like a recent version, a recent box, even though I'm like way behind, and because I knew that this comic came out, and it is Wolverine versus Predator, or
Oh
Predator versus
shit.
Wolverine. Sorry, got it
Yeah.
backwards. It's actually pretty good. So if y'all have a chance to go out and pick it up, it's like from a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Benjamin Percy is a really good writer that I've seen that I've read a bunch of his comics recently so far. And this one is like it's really good. It's like it gets into like the history of like it goes back into the history of like Wolverine and like because we all know that Wolverine's old as fuck, right? But we
Yep.
also know that Predator has visited Earth way more than once.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
and do like this whole like really cool like revisionist history of like you know the Predator meeting Wolverine throughout the ages.
I love
And,
that.
Oh
yeah, and
shit.
it's really good. So this is like one of my favorite new comics right now, and I'm looking forward to like to reading more. And also like I'm usually at any given time, even if I was not behind on comics, I would still be 2 weeks behind normally on comics because I get them shipped to me every 2 weeks because I still support my local comic shop, my former local comic shop, called the
Yep.
Comic Shop in San Leandro, because I haven't found a good one down here yet, and I also want to keep supporting them up there because they treated me right for like the longest time. So
Agreed. I need to. Speaking of Predator, I think like you recommended this old ninja, but I just want to make sure I heard it clearly. That Prey movie on what was it, Hulu? That was good with Predator, right?
It was good. I was actually I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't have high expectations though, but it actually kind of it exceeded them because I put the bar so low, especially after that Olivia Munn Predator fucking shit. That was fucking terrible.
yeah,
This one's like a soft reboot, but not really. It's more of like a
Okay.
prequel Predator, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised
I mean,
because
look.
it takes place in the late 1800s. So
Oh
it's like, oh
shit.
shit, and you're like wondering how the fuck is sticks and stones, but it's like, oh, they had guns back there. But still, it's not just that. There's like a lot of shit that goes on at the same time. So it's like pretty cool. So and it actually ties into one of the other predators. I don't want to give it away, but there's like a huge, um, I guess, prop or whatnot that you recognize if you're a fan of the Predator films. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Good shit.
But yeah, it's definitely worth the watch because when I watched it when it premiered. So there's no fucking commercials. Nowadays there's fuckery and there's like commercials in the middle of my fucking movie. So, But yeah, it's actually pretty good. And it's I think it's R or PG-13. Might be PG, but it's still
It's
pretty good. There's a good amount of blood. I'll say that. People get fucked up in
I'm
very very terrible ways.
yeah, I'm gonna have to eventually see that one. Hopefully this weekend.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the watch. 100%.
I know it's still I don't know 2-3 weeks away, but god damn it, man, my fucking hype and Chronos got me even more hype, but with them shoes. But my hype for this too, man, my hype is building, man. This is
Sorry,
gonna be special.
it cut out a little bit. You're hype for, I know you're hype for it, but say it again.
Spidey 2.
There we go.
There, I mean, shit, man. You know, we get Tony Todd Venom. God damn it, I need it.
Yeah, when I was at Comic Con, like listening to him, like do the Venom voice, I was like, oh man, this is fucking awesome. So y'all are in
Mm-hmm.
for a fucking treat. And I love this. Is like this has been like one of the best years of gaming, and I probably said this for like the past couple of years. God damn it. Actually, no. The past 2 years, I was like, we're still kind of waiting. But this year is definitely a fantastic year for gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I just played, Starfield was a great game.
Mm.
Not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, fantastic. There's been like so many fucking great games that came out
Oh,
this year.
Hogwarts, Jedi
Hogwarts,
Survivor,
yeah, there you go.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
Resident.
Oh, I still have that game. I haven't played it. Oh, what's the other one you were playing? Tears of the Kingdom.
yeah.
That's another one. What else did we get?
Street
Um,
Fighter
Street
6, Mortal Kombat,
Fighter 6,
fucking
oh yeah, Street Fighter
One.
6. Yeah,
It's like so many fucking great games that come out this year.
and
and
more are coming. More are
and
coming.
Call
And
of
I
Duty.
said it back. Y'all were on the tape. I said it back when the pandemic first started, and they started like pushing back games and movies. I said, look, there's gonna be a year where we're gonna get so many fucking good games and
Yep.
so many good movies, and it's like it's this year.
Yeah,
It's this
for
year.
sure. I got one piece of quick, like disappointing news in the world of
Look,
gaming.
fuck One Piece. Sorry.
God,
Fuck
yeah,
you.
this dude hating.
You
I
slipped
heard.
that.
I just heard
Slipped that
One
one
Piece,
in
and I
there.
got One Piece, and I'm like, oh fuck One Piece. But go ahead.
Um, Naughty Dog had some layoffs
Oh
apparently,
yeah,
Ooh,
and
damn.
have
very
put
specific layoffs.
yeah, but they've put the this Last of Us 2 multiplayer pretty much on ice. It's being reported, and obviously I'm fucking crazy disappointed. Last of Us Part 2 was a fantastic fucking game. It dropped in June of 2020. We're 3 years out, and there's been no DLC. There's been there's no multiplayer that have been talking about and hearing about for 3 fucking years. And now it's not even in the foreseeable future. So I don't know what's going on necessarily with Naughty Dog, one of my favorite fucking studios, but this was a kick in the fucking dick, and not a nice one like from a little person girl.
Oh, little person
Yeah,
stomping your
she
balls.
wasn't hugging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So fuck. All right.
Yeah. I mean, there's some stuff coming out as far as gaming that's like getting some pretty good buzz, which is very weird. So like Chainsaw or Texas Chainsaw, the fucking game is getting really decent. It's getting decent buzz. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, what the fuck? The fuck is that? And like, yeah, they're talking about some decent buzz. The one that's been buzzing, it'll like buzz and dip. It's coming out pretty soon. It's fucking RoboCop. I keep seeing
Yeah, it
RoboCop.
looks pretty
Was it
good.
Mad City? It looks
Yeah,
fucking dope, and like it's still getting like some pre-release buzz still to this day. I'm like, well, fuck, I need to like somehow either get my hands on it or whatnot. Um, what's the other one? There's one more that's on the way that I can't think of. Oh, Alan Wake fucking 2. Holy shit, we're in the month of October. Apparently it comes out the end of the month. People were saying it is more fucked up than Control and the first Alan Wake combined. Now Control, if y'all ever listen to me talk about Control fucked me up.
it's a great
I had
game.
to stop playing for a while. It's just fucked me up. I finally beat the game, but like, dude, that game was a fucking mindfuck. And now they're saying part two is worse? Because in part two, you play as Alan Wake and a cop, like the female cop chick. And so it's supposed to be really, fucked up. I'm like, damn, dude. I don't know if I can handle all that shit.
Check us out. Listen to what's
Control
coming.
fucked me up.
Listen to what's coming out. This is starting in October. Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide, which actually looks really good. Like, if
Oh,
y'all don't really,
I think that's out. I think Dark Tide's out.
no, it comes
Is it
out
not?
October 4th. Oh, that's today. So yes, it is
Yeah, I'm
out.
all.
Sorry, you
What
are
the
correct.
fuck?
And it's on the Xbox platform. So that's probably why I wasn't paying attention, even though I own one.
Yeah.
So that comes out today. Assassin's Creed Mirage comes out tomorrow.
Oh shit.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, I'm still looking. Forza Motorsport comes out on the 10th. River City Rival Showdown comes out on the PS4. What the fuck? Why is shit coming out on the PS4 still?
Yeah,
Like,
you know,
so River City is like one of my favorite. River City Ransom was one of my favorite games of all time. By
it
the
was
way,
great. I
great
remember
game. I'm trying to go through all these. There's a new Gargoyles remastered game, but that's probably not going to be big. There's Metal Gear Solid. The Master Collection is coming out on the 24th of this month.
that. Oh shit.
Yeah, Ghost Runner 2 comes out on the 26th of this month. Alan Wake 2 comes out on the 27th. UFC 5 the 27th as well. RoboCop comes out on November 2nd.
Okay.
So
Getting
that's going
close.
to be
Getting
it
close.
looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 drops on the 10th of November.
Clear.
Juggernaut
Yeah, gonna be a big one.
Yeah.
with zombies attached. Forget about it. It's over.
Super Mario RPG is dropping on the Switch the
Nice.
17th,
That's
which is
cute.
it's going to sell a bunch. So just be honest here. Damn, I guess that's probably it for now. But there's already been a bunch of games that came out earlier this year that have been fantastic.
Well,
So
yeah. What I was. Let me just really quickly
and
say.
Spider-Man. Sorry, Spider-Man 2 comes out on October 20th.
Yeah, but let me just really quickly say because Kronos just listed a whole bunch of games dropping this month and next month. Do not fucking forget that there's going to be all these Black Friday deals for everything that dropped earlier this
Yeah.
year. Those are going to be probably $20, 25, $30. You can get things like some of the games that we've mentioned all year long on sale in the month of November, guaranteed. Ain't no doubt
Oh
about
well, I'm gonna do you one more. So there's a Prime Day coming for 2 days, October, I believe 10th and 11th.
it. Yep.
It will be Prime Day for all you Prime subscribers. You'll be able to get. They're not releasing what you can get, but you should already know you're going to get shit at ridiculously low prices and like hot ticket items as well. Like if you're deciding on trying to buy that Nintendo Switch, that's one of the best days to get it. If you're looking at trying to get like um, Beats AirPods or like accessories for your PC, that's like the day to get it. 100% for
Purple
2 days.
Cat.
That too. So there you go. So so Prime Day should be 10th and 11th. It'll be a 2 day event. Get your shit ready because like as soon as that time clocks, people been ordering shit left and right. So
It's so weird.
Amazon.
Go
So
ahead, Prodigy.
Amazon does not sell dick pills, just so you know.
Bro, you know I saw the other
oh
day?
yeah,
There's a liquor store around the corner from my house.
Mm-hmm.
And I go there sometimes when I don't want to drive all the way to Costco to get some vodka. And there was literally like one of those Rhino pill packages. And you know the Rhino pills come in like the single pill fucking
yep,
thing.
yep.
And the package was open, the pill thing was open, and it was empty. And I was like, bro, you had some shit to fucking do.
Oh
You had business to attend to. You couldn't even wait to get into your goddamn car to fucking get that dick.
that's
I was like,
all
bro, I'm
bad.
about to have a fucking heart attack.
God damn! If he'd have a heart attack if he took two. If he took two, he'd probably die.
Bro,
He'd probably die before he got it.
the
Hands off.
anticipation that you have to not wait to get into your goddamn car to take a dick pill, you will probably gonna have a fucking heart attack in the next fucking 6 months
Half
to
hour.
2 years. Like
No, I'm saying half hour. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Half hour because
Yeah.
you're literally working out your heart during the activity, so you're probably gonna give yourself a palpitation where you skip, and then all of a sudden you go into cardiac arrest. Easy.
But figure out the actual cause of like your limp dick. Like,
Oh damn.
Big time horny, and then you dead with the biggest hard on that won't even go down after death.
it's like, how did he get
That's
rigor mortis?
terrible.
He literally just died. Well,
Oh god damn. Damn.
Oh man. All right.
Damn.
Let's wrap it up. God damn it. Old
Damn.
Ninja, what you got popping this week?
Um, what did I have planned? I thought I had something huge planned, but I don't. I guess
Hold it. Hold it. I'm
I,
sorry
I,
to interrupt you, but I'm going to call this episode Blue Rhino Rigor Mortis.
There you go.
oh, write that, yeah. As Ryan Reynolds would say, write that down. I'm gonna be playing fucking Gotham Knights. I just started playing that shit like a couple days ago. It's on Game Pass. I'm like, dude, now that I guess everyone's talking shit because when the game came out, there was no crossplay. I guess they added it in a 4-player mode since the life of the game came out. So now you can play with anybody on it, almost fucking anything. I'm pretty sure you can play on the Steam Deck. So I'm playing that. I'm trying out different characters, or at least I'm playing as one character at the moment. I'm still trying to figure out like there's a lot more involved than I thought because you have to upgrade your suits, your melee abilities, your fucking gadgets, unlock gadgets. There's a lot of shit to do. I'm like, holy
So,
shit.
do you like the game so far?
So far, yeah, I'm enjoying the game
So,
pretty much.
I really like the game, and the hate that it
Yeah.
got, like I just played as well, not just, but I played mainly as Red Hood, and I had so much
hmm
goddamn fun playing this game as Red Hood. Is it the greatest
Yeah, I'm
game?
playing.
No. Is it the shittiest game?
No,
No.
no. Yeah, well, I know a lot of people were talking shit about driving the bikes. Like so far, I can do a wheelie on people and run them over in my fucking bike. Like what the fuck? Like how can you say no to that? And then like literally, I can run people over if they don't get out of the way, and then take this fat ass jump to get to an obstacle on my bike in one fell swoop. And it's fucking dope. I don't lose speed or nothing. I can fucking drift in my bike. I can crash my bike. I can do all kinds of shit. And then like the two things I kind of don't like so far is that I can't like lock onto an enemy. That's kind of annoying.
But
So and then
you know the horny weebs just want to see Batgirl's fat ass just walking away. That I mean, unless you have that in
I mean you do
You do,
because
yeah.
she back yeah Batgirl's got cakes. Batgirl's got cakes. For, why she caked them? I don't know. I can't tell you. All I know is like playing with her, especially if she's on a
Because
bike.
it's
Most
because
weebs are probably
she doesn't skip leg day. I mean, that's very
it. There you
obvious,
go.
right?
oh
She
god
don't work
dang
them squats. Like have you
yeah
seen like you saw like the gym, right?
yeah they have the gym in there and they have you have to go to the training area to
Yeah,
get like
she's doing
abilities.
squats. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so you have to do the training area to get unlock like certain abilities and perks and shit. So I'm like, what the fuck? I have to do this shit? But it's not that hard. It's pretty cool because it lets you tone you up for when you're battling like a whole shit ton of enemies. And the fact that that's multiplayer, which I have not done yet, I'm looking to hopefully do it this weekend. I'm really looking forward to playing like a semi Gotham Knight or not Gotham Knights Arkham Asylum style fucking game with two people. That was the whole selling point for me. And now that the cross play is enabled, yeah, I'm fucking sold. So I'm gonna be playing like a lot of that. Um, the Modern Warfare 3 beta is now live. I'm kind of cautiously thinking about it, but they already got my money, so I kind of don't think I should. Like I don't really give a fuck. Like I'm getting the game, 100%. But I don't know if I should fuck with the doing the beta. But I mean, it's live now. The beta is only live until I think Monday. So, but we'll see. I'm still playing Starfield. I'm on my 4th playthrough. So we didn't talk about it tonight for once, but we'll probably talk about it next week. But I'm still playing. I'm playing in a completely different mindset of the game because it gives you that choice, which is
Wait,
very very weird to
for
me.
what game?
But it's also cool. So and then
Starfield.
Wait, for what
yeah,
game?
Starfield.
Oh, Starfield. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I want to get into it today, but yeah, we'll wait till next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week because I'm still going. I'm hopefully hit that quote unquote milestone part. I will explain more next week if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Other than that, gonna try to visit family more. I'm gonna have like a. I wish I could take a personal day because tomorrow's my father's birthday. It's
Mm.
his first day after his first birthday after his passing. So I don't know if we're gonna do anything special as a family, but we shall see. And then that's it for me.
Good shit, Cronus. What you got?
Well, I'm in escrow for a house, so that's good.
Nah.
So we'll be moving. We're gonna be totally moved in by December 1st. So yeah, it's kind of a longer escrow. I'm not looking forward to my new mortgage payment because it's going to be fucking as high as Snoop Dogg. But hopefully the
What the fuck?
yeah, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not
No, I get it. I
exaggerating.
get it.
Yeah. So you don't get it?
It's, no, I said I get it
Oh
because I understand your verbiage. It's just very strange.
yeah. So
But
I'm not looking forward to that, but it's okay. Hopefully the interest rates will come down in the next like 6 months or so, and we'll have a reasonable payment again. But I need to feel stable here down in San Diego to feel like semi-normal again. Because right now I still feel like I'm like not in a stable spot. So I look forward to the new house, not the payments. I'm not looking forward to it because we're moving into a townhouse, but it's a big townhouse.
Yeah.
So, um, but I don't look forward to the HOA shit because yeah, you can't change like anything on the outside of the house. It's just fucking annoying. But whatever, like moving.
We'll take what we can get.
Yeah, and then we're gonna move on up. After that, we're going to Vegas. The whole family is going to Vegas this
Nice.
weekend. We're leaving on Saturday because on Sunday, Baby Metal and fucking Death Clock have a concert,
There you
and
go.
we're going to go watch that. I really look forward to my youngest daughter being able to see Baby Metal because y'all know I'm a big fan. So is Blue. He introduced all of us to Baby Metal, and my
Yep.
daughter loves it. It's the reason why she speaks more than one language is because she got into Baby Metal and she wanted to
Mm.
learn Japanese. And I was like, well, they don't teach Japanese in America to like kids where we live, so I
Hmm.
guess you get Spanish for now, and then maybe later we'll teach you some Japanese. So um, yeah, so we're doing that, and I'm gonna take next week off to just kind of pack and just kind of fuck around and just like decompress a little bit because like a lot of shit's been going on.
Understood.
Yeah, and I'm also looking forward to next month meeting up with the family at Prodigy's place. So for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. It's gonna be
Yeah,
a whole lot of folk.
yeah,
Uh, it. Yeah. I don't. I think we lost Old Ninja, but
did we? Yeah, we did.
it's
Shit.
fucking. Yeah. It's fucking October. There's gonna be some spooky stuff going on. I'm gonna try to catch up on some horror movies that I've missed this year. I think we got Saw
I'm
10 or
sorry. Did you
5011
say
coming out.
horror movies or horror movies?
Both. Take it
Okay,
however you want. You know what I mean?
horror movies.
Horror and horrors.
All right,
Both of them.
both of them.
But yeah, just really just chilling on that. I should have my whole company has Monday off, so it should be a 3-day weekend, which would be nice.
What
And
does
that's
your
all I
company
got.
call Monday?
Indigenous Peoples
There we
Day.
fucking go. Because I had a conversation with my youngest. She was
Mm-hmm.
like, "What? Why don't we work? Why aren't we going to school on Monday?" And I was like, "Well, it's Indigenous Peoples Day, but some people call it Columbus Day." And I had to explain to her like, "Why? Oh shit, it's just me now. Prodigy dropped too. What the fuck? Oh, wait, hold on, he's back. Oh, nope, he just dropped again. That's fucking crazy." I had to kind of sit down and explain how like this dude was not a great dude, um, Columbus, and explaining like how he didn't actually find America. Other folks did. Yeah, his shit died. He just messaged me. It's okay. I can wrap this up. So we just messaged him real quick. All right. Anyway, see, I'll get me just for the outro. So follow us on all social medias. You can find us at Be the BTI on basically every single social media channel. Find us on YouTube at the same thing. If you don't find us at Be the BTI, you'll find us at Blacker Than Black Times Infinity. We're on, I was going to say Stitcher, but Stitcher is gone now, which is kind of amazing because I used to use Stitcher a lot. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, also for some reason it's now called X, Facebook, iTunes, um, Google Podcasts is going to change their name to anything. You can find us basically everywhere. So like and subscribe. If you get a chance to give us a rating, or hopefully a good rating. and comment on how much you like the podcast, or maybe if you didn't like the podcast, just comment on that too. So anyway, we love all y'all. Thanks for watching and listening. And we're out this bitch. I guess I'm out this bitch. Peace.